We live in a golden age of artificial intelligence. We have ChatGPT writing our essays, DALL-E painting our dreams, and Copilot coding our software. But for every advancement we make, there is a shadow we cast. What if I told you that the very technology designed to save us is now being weaponized against us? We are entering a new era where the barrier to entry for cybercrime has effectively vanished. A script kiddie in a basement now has the same power as a state-sponsored hacking group. Today, we are diving deep into the underworld of cybersecurity. We are talking about wormgpt, Fraudgpt, EvilGPT, PentestGPT, and DarkBERT. These are not sci-fi concepts. They are real, active tools being sold on the dark web right now. We'll break down exactly how they work, how they are being used in real-world attacks, and why they pose the biggest threat to your digital security this year. By the end of this video, you will understand the architecture of these evil cousins of ChatGPT and how security professionals are fighting back. Buckle up, this is the dark side of AI. WormGPT, the king of phishing. Let's start with the tool that arguably kicked off this entire trend, WormGPT. Launched in July 2023, WormGPT is essentially the evil twin of ChatGPT. While ChatGPT has a safety guardrail that prevents it from generating malware or malicious code, WormGPT has no ethical boundaries. It is built on the GPT-J6B open-source language model, but it has been fine-tuned on malware-related datasets and dark web data. The key selling point of WormGPT, according to security researchers, is its unlimited character support and chat memory retention. This means it can generate massive amounts of text like entire phishing campaigns or business email compromise, BEC threads, without losing context. Why is this dangerous? Imagine a business email compromise attack. Normally, a hacker has to manually write a convincing email pretending to be the CEO asking for a wire transfer. With WormGPT, you just type, "Write a Beck email to an accountant requesting a transfer of $500K to account 112345. WormGPT generates a perfectly grammatical, context-aware email that references company jargon and specific internal details it has learned from its training data. It's indistinguishable from a human. Key features of WormGPT. 1. Malware generation. It can write Python scripts for ransomware or info stealers. No content moderation. Unlike ChatGPT, it will happily generate hate speech, malware, or hacking instructions. 3. Memory retention. It remembers the conversation, allowing for complex social engineering scenarios. Cost availability. WormGPT was sold on dark web forums for around $100 month or $500 year. While the original developer, a user named MRD0X, took it down in August 2023 due to law enforcement pressure, the code leaked, and clones are still circulating. WormGPT is a GPT-J-based module with unlimited character support and chat memory, trained on malware data, used for BEC attacks and phishing. Fraudgpt, the scam artist. If WormGPT is the king of phishing, Fraudgpt is the master of deception. Marketed just days after WormGPT, Fraudgpt is designed specifically for financial fraud and undetectable malware. While WormGPT focuses on the social engineering side, getting you to click a link, Fraudgpt focuses on the technical and financial side. It is marketed as a cyber attacker's starter kit. One of the scariest features of Fraudgpt is its ability to generate context-dependent information. If you feed it partial data like a website's domain name, it can infer the rest. It can create custom phishing pages that look exactly like your bank's login portal, down to the exact pixel. It also specializes in zero-day exploits and vulnerability mining. It can write code that searches for vulnerabilities in software and exploits them. It effectively automates the entire process of finding a vulnerability, writing the exploit code, and deploying it. Key features of Fraudgpt. 1. Undetectable malware. It claims to be able to generate malware that evades detection by antivirus software. 2. Custom scams. It can generate fake invoices, investment schemes, and romance scams tailored to specific demographics. 3. Context awareness. It understands user intent better than standard GPT models, making the output less robotic. Cost availability. Fraudgpt is pricier, with a subscription model starting at $200 month or $117 year. This higher price point suggests it's targeting more serious professional cybercriminals rather than script kiddies. Fraudgpt is a subscription-based malicious AI that can write undetectable malware and create custom phishing pages for financial fraud. EvilGPT, the cheap threat. Now let's talk about EvilGPT. If wormgpt and Fraudgpt are the luxury brands of malicious AI, EvilGPT is the budget alternative. And that makes it arguably the most dangerous tool on this list. Why? Because accessibility lowers the bar. EvilGPT was reportedly priced at just $10. That is cheaper than a Netflix subscription. For $10, anyone with a laptop can get their hands on an AI that writes malware and phishing emails. EvilGPT is marketed as having a playful personality, but make no mistake, it is a weapon. It is built to be an uncensored AI code assistant ponidio. It can generate scripts to steal Chrome cookies, gather system information, and deploy remote access Trojans, rats. Interestingly, research suggests EvilGPT might not even be a standalone model. It appears to be a wrapper around the OpenAI API, likely GPT-3.5 Turbo, that uses clever prompt engineering to bypass OpenAI's safety filters. Essentially, it's a sophisticated interface that tells ChatGPT to be bad. Key features of EvilGPT. 1. Low cost. $10 makes it accessible to teenagers and low-level criminals. 2. Malware factory. It excels at generating scripts for info stealing and rats. 3. No safety filters. It operates without the ethical guardrails of mainstream AI. The threat level. Because it is so cheap, EvilGPT is likely responsible for the explosion of low-quality, high-volume spam and phishing attacks we've seen over the last year. It lowers the barrier to entry for cybercrime to almost zero. EvilGPT is a malicious AI chatbot marketed for $10, capable of generating malware scripts and phishing lures without safety filters. PentestGPT, the autonomous hacker. So far, we've looked at tools that assist hackers. Now let's look at a tool that is a hacker. PentestGPT is not a tool for malicious actors, though it could be misused. It is an autonomous penetration testing agent, designed to find vulnerabilities in your systems. Think of it like an AI-driven junior pen tester that never sleeps. Unlike the previous tools, which are chatbots, PentestGPT is an autonomous agent. You give it a target, e.g., scan this IP address for vulnerabilities, and it does everything else. It plans the attack, chooses the right tools, like Nmap or Metasploit, executes the commands, analyzes the results, and even writes a report. It uses GPT-4 for reasoning, which means it can solve complex problems. In tests, it achieved an 86.5% success rate on Capture the Flag (CTF) challenges across categories like web security, cryptography, and privilege escalation. How it works. 1. Planning. It decides which vulnerability to exploit first. 2. Execution. It runs the commands in a Docker container. 3. Adaptation. If one attack fails, it learns from the error and tries a different approach. 4. Reporting. It generates a detailed report on what it found. The double-edged sword. While PentestGPT is an incredible tool for defenders to automate security audits, it also poses a massive risk if malicious actors get their hands on it. An autonomous agent that can hack a network without human intervention is the ultimate weapon. PentestGPT is an autonomous agent that performs end-to-end penetration testing using LLMs, achieving high success rates on CTF challenges. 5. DarkBERT. The Dark Web Detective. Our final tool is a bit different. It's not designed to attack you directly. It's designed to understand the attackers. DarkBERT is a specialized language model trained exclusively on dark web data. Standard AI models like ChatGPT are trained on the surface web, Wikipedia, news sites, Reddit. They don't understand the slang, the code, or the culture of the dark web. DarkBERT does. DarkBERT was trained on 2 terabytes of data scraped from the Tor network. This includes forum posts, vendor listings, and communication logs from the dark web. Why is this dangerous? For a defender, DarkBERT is a superpower. It can 1. Decode dark web slang. It understands leaks, dumps, and logs in the context they are used. Identify threats. It can scan millions of dark web posts to find mentions of your company's data being sold. 3. Track trends. It can predict which types of attacks are rising in popularity. However, for an attacker, DarkBERT is a tool to optimize their operations. They can use it to write better ransom notes, find better buyers for stolen data, and understand which exploits are selling best. The spy aspect. DarkBERT is essentially the Sherlock Holmes of the dark web. It connects the dots that a human analyst would miss. DarkBERT is trained on 2 TB of dark web data, allowing it to understand dark web slang and identify threats that standard models miss. The future of cyber warfare. So where does this leave us? We have wormgpt and Fraudgpt lowering the barrier for social engineering. We have EvilGPT making malware creation cheap and easy. We have PentestGPT automating the hacking process, and DarkBERT giving everyone a crystal. Fall into the dark web. The AI arms race is here. The tools are real, they are effective, and they are getting better every single day. We are no longer fighting a war of attrition against individual hackers. We are facing an industrialized, automated force. The bad guys have the advantage of speed. They can iterate, learn, and deploy faster than ever before. They don't get tired. They don't make typos. And crucially, they have no conscience. But we have the advantage of knowledge, and right now, that is the only thing standing between total digital chaos and stability. So what can you do? How do you protect yourself against an AI that is smarter than you? Verify, verify, verify. This is your first line of defense. Never trust an email, an invoice, or a wire transfer request based on authority alone. The era of, oh, it looks like the CEO, so it must be him, is over. AI tools like wormgpt and deepfake voice clones can mimic anyone perfectly. Pick up the phone. If a request seems urgent or financial, call the person. A 30-second phone call is the single most effective defense you have against a $100,000 loss. AI-enhanced defense. We cannot beat an AI with human eyes alone. You need to fight fire with fire. Start looking into AI-enhanced security tools. Solutions like DarkBERT or modern SIEMs powered by generative AI can monitor your network 24/7. They can spot patterns that a human analyst would miss. Let the machines fight the machines. You just have to be the one who turns them on. Security awareness is non-negotiable. Click the link, training is dead. Phishing is no longer just about spotting a typo in an email. It is about spotting the intent. Your employees need to be trained to recognize that they are talking to an algorithm. They need to understand that a perfectly written, grammatically flawless, and extremely urgent email might be generated by Fraudgpt in 0.5 seconds. Education is your firewall. The bad guys have the advantage of speed. They can iterate, learn, and deploy faster than ever before. But we have the advantage of knowledge. By understanding how these tools work, we can build better defenses. If you found this deep dive into the dark side of AI helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more cybersecurity breakdowns. The world of tech is moving fast, and I'm here to keep you ahead of it. Drop a comment below. Have you seen any of these tools in the wild? Have you received an email that felt too perfect? Let me know in the comments. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you in the next video.